How y'all doing? Very good. Very good.
So you got this opportunity last year too to be acting head coach for the preseason game. I'm curious if you came away with any learning ops from last year that you're looking to apply this year.
Yes, I think anytime you get an opportunity to be able to lead at the highest level, especially with an organization, there are things you're going to make sure you learn or make sure you want to do better the second time. I think for me, it's just always being aware with any type of situational plays that can come up, whether it's at the end of half or end of game. And then more than anything, we had a couple penalties last game that we were just trying to clean up both on the offense and defensive side of the field. So that's just something in the head coaching role that I'm going to try to communicate through all three phases of the game. No question. You can only imagine what it's like to actually go through this process, but to actually get the due diligence to be able to go through it. I mean, in life, you're provided platforms and you're provided opportunities. And I couldn't be more thankful to be able to do this with the team that gave me my first opportunity as a position coach, which is now giving me my first opportunity to be able to do it in a head coaching role. So extremely thankful. That's a good, can you re-ask that question? I'll make sure I heard you correctly. Being able to coach all 22. Coach McVay really gives me an opportunity to really impact on both the offense and the defensive side of the field. I've always kind of done that since I've been here, but I think now being assistant to head coach, you're able to actually get in deep and develop the relationships with a lot of the younger players as well as the veterans. And you can sometimes you see me in practice roaming around, and I thank Coach. I thank Coach all the time for the opportunity to be able to do that. And he says it's been earned, which I'm very, very thankful for. But anytime you can see the game from offense and defense, and then my role is to try to be more involved in special teams as well, because I know when sitting in that role, everyone's looking at you to lead in the best manner possible.
We've seen you on the offensive sidelines during some of the scrimmages and stuff like that. What are you trying to accomplish in those periods when you're over on that side?
Great question. Two things. One, defensively, a lot of times when you go with a obscure or reverse approach, you can actually see the eyes of the defensive players. And sometimes when maybe they're not learning at a certain rate or executing at a certain rate, as a teacher, it's up for you to figure out why. And sometimes when you stand behind the offense, you can actually see the eye discipline and the progression of the players, which allows me to be a little bit more impactful in my coaching progression. And then on the flip side, offensively, I think it's allowing me to take the relationships that I really spend time with off the field to really grow on the field. I think anytime you see a defensive coach celebrating with an offensive player, it just really overemphasizes the approach of we here at the Los Angeles Rams.
Emmanuel Forbes credited you as one of the first coaches to change his story in terms of NFL career. Can you talk about his development and your relationship with him?
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for saying that. I did not know Mr. Forbes said that. It's our jobs and as a teacher and a coach to help elevate our talent. It's our job to get the most out of our talent. And I learned very quickly being here with Mr. Forbes that he was a phenomenal talent that I don't know if it previously had ever been asked to do more and make his game more of a technical game than just pure an athletic game. And I think as a cerebral football player that he is, I think he really appreciates and enjoys the challenge and understands that I'm attacking him on a technical approach and not a physiological approach.
It seems like you have a lot of guys in the league right now for 2 roster spots. A lot of guys are playing well. What is your viewpoint of what's going on in the league?
Yeah. In this league, it's tough because sometimes you have to say goodbye to very good players. The cool thing about this entire defensive back room is they've done a really good job of embracing the talent and embracing the competition. In the NFL, the elephant in the room is the competition, and that's okay. I think iron sharpens iron. I think competition brings the greatest of us all. And when you can embrace that and enjoy being in the present, I think you get the most out of yourself and out of your teammates. And that's what you're seeing a lot in my room. And I'm very, very proud that these young men are going out there and exemplifying that, not only with the way they speak, but the way they carry themselves on the field. They're enjoying competing with each other.
As you guys get closer to start of the season, cut down day, what does that look like from a coaching perspective, working with Sean and trying to put that roster together?
Yeah, I honestly, for here, that thing goes all the way up until the clock strikes zero. think some organizations, they kind of have an idea of how the roster is going to shake out. I heard Sean say it a couple days ago in his press conference. It's really those last 4 or 5 spots is where it gets really sticky. And it's not always easy. It's not an exact science. But history has proven that the way we try to do things here with the Rams is a top-down approach. And I think we've done a really good job of kind of highlighting those kids. So trying to take that same perspective, embracing the competition, and just making sure we're vocal to those guys that are in that spot. Hey, this is what we want to see from you in order to succeed. I think a lot of times in professional football, guys are competitive, but they don't really know how they're being evaluated. And that's what we try to do, to try to help those guys to make sure that they get past that threshold to be competitive and make a team.
Very much someone that's where your feet are pointed, focused on being present. But when you're in a week like this, and as you have, like, what do you take away from it, and how different is that?
Well, I'm a big believer that preparation and when opportunity meet, they take care of themselves, and sometimes that equals to be luck. I've prepared for this moment for quite some time. I'm very thankful again for the opportunity. Coach Sean knows that my end goal is one day to be at this podium like himself. So when you have that perspective and you know what you want to do and you know how to do it, then it allows you to do your role. I think sometimes when opportunities like this catch people off guard, they try to do too much instead of being themselves. And this organization has allowed me to have the opportunity to be my best self, to represent this organization as best as I could, and hopefully come out this thing with a great W for our fan base. No update on Matthew, but what I would tell you is it's very tough for not only him and for the organization, but what I would say is that he is trying his best. We have an unbelievable performance staff. We have great communication through and through, and I think you will see the best, and this thing will come out in the right spot.
Notice, like you said, iron sharpens iron. He's a pretty sharp iron on one side. Do you notice when he's not there?
No question. I mean, I think it's impossible for me to say that when elite players aren't on the football field that you don't notice that they're missing. But I think what Les and our staff have done a really good job of this team is really building foundational pieces, having a good baseline, so we have those people that can help us implement until those players come back. And that's one thing I'm really proud at looking at the roster that we have, different than when I first came back 3 years ago. We're not bad from top down, youthful in some spots, but we have some really good depth, and that's what we're leaning on. We're leaning on our process right now, and I think that's something that's going to help us. Yeah, just in lieu of the conversation that we just had, it's phenomenal. I mean, you have a Super Bowl contending quarterback like Jimmy Garoppolo, who we've both played against, and now we have to deal with him in practice. And I'm really impressed more than anything of our offensive staff really catering the offense to what Jimmy can do very well, while still understanding that this is Matthew's team as we continue to move forward. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys.